Welcome to Dragonfly Trading. My name is Carrie, and I'm a full-time trader in the crypto and Forex markets. Today's video is going to be an update on Bitcoin, and then we're going to go into a little trick that can help us find coins to trade, why Bitcoin is being so boring. Remember, this is not financial advice. This is just the way that I see the markets. If you are interested in learning my system, the link is in the description below. We would love to have you be part of the Discord. All right, let's get started. So, everyone is expecting another leg to the downside. Even I have counts and thinking that this is an X. Okay, whether it goes higher or it doesn't go higher here. And that we need another leg for this leg to the downside. Or some people are looking at this as a 1, 2, 3. This is a 4, and we're going to get 5 to the downside. Well, back in the day, after the COVID crash, when we were making this move to the upside that looked so corrective, nobody really thought that we would take off the way we did. When we were in this mess, we really thought that this was some type of A, B, and this was going to be C, and we were going to come to the downside, but we didn't. So how can this be the bottom, potentially? Well, the first thing we need to look at is the little triangle, because we're about to lose it. If we take out this trend line, sitting at approximately 45,400, E will be invalid because E is telling us that we are going to move to the downside. And D will be invalid because there is no triangle where you can pull the trend line up like that. That is completely invalid. Okay? The only triangle we have left is an ascending triangle, and it has a flat top. So if we break out the top, then this is going away. Okay? Let's talk about one thing that I talk about every video because it's so important. It is what can happen and what happened way back in the day, back here. This flat. We were at a level we didn't want to break. We were right in the prior to Geary fourth, just like we are now. And what happened is they took it down, swept the lows, and up came the candle. They made an expanded flat. The same divergence was created that we have on the daily now. We have this upward motion. If this was to come down, it would create that same divergence here. So how would it do it? Well, real quick here, expanded B. All of this would be A, or A could even be here. This comes down as B, and then here comes C. Now this would still be bearish because then we would create a leg to the downside, but it would be unexpected. So please keep it in mind, okay? What else? Well, the more simpler way, and I'm looking for the count here, is that this is just a climbing WXY. That this is going to keep climbing in this channel until it decides that it's done. And then it's going to break it. Okay, and this is another way that this can get down to that expanded B, is that it uses this yellow leg, creates this leg, ends up being a B, or it could be short, not break the lows. And then it uses white leg to the upside. And this is how we could get up there for the bigger triangle that we want. Okay. but it cannot touch this trend line. So yellow leg needs to be short. A 1-to-1, it just cannot break these lows down here. So it cannot do the expanded B thing. The expanded B will invalidate this triangle. Okay, this bigger triangle. Okay. Now let's get into the good stuff. How can this be bullish? All right, I'm going to make it as simple as possible. We're going to look at yellow count. Well, let's look at white count first, okay? White count assumes that this is a three-wave move for W. We have a three-wave move in the middle for X, and then we make a three-wave move up for Y. Y could go as high as 59,000. It's assuming that this is some kind of climbing leading diagonal or some kind of overlapping ugly three-wave A. Okay, we'd pull back for B, and then we'd go up for C, or we could even be complex up there for Y. But we go higher. This would still create another leg on the other side for this leg. Okay. Now, this could be a three-wave move for A, three-wave move for B, same concept. The difference is that this is a leading diagonal and that we end up making a five-wave move up for C. It would get us up there for the higher degree triangle. And this is how we could get up there. Okay, but we would have to accept, well, we could accept that this is still 3, okay, which is good in my book because I really don't like this as a 1, but I'm not going to get tunnel vision and say that it's not. Okay, I've talked about it in other videos why I don't think it's a 1, but could be. So if it is, we're talking about yellow count. So it would be 1. All this in the middle would be 2. This would have to be some type of leading diagonal, which it's not pretty, but I can finagle it. This would be a 1. We pull back for 2. We cannot break these lows right here. Oops. Okay. The low of this diagonal, we cannot break it because 2 is not allowed to break 1. And then we could potentially go up for a third wave. And we wouldn't even care about the bigger triangle because we'd be on our way out of here. This is a potential count that could happen. So we need to pay attention to any type of pullback that we get that creates divergence. Because this could fool us and it could be bullish. Okay? All right. So let's talk about VET just popped. How did it pop? Well, it reset itself on 50. 40 to 50 is bullish support. The 1 hour reset itself on 30. And it popped. I still think it's a 3-3-5, but it's tradable. So how do we find coins that are tradable right now? Well, let me move my face. Oh, come on now. Let me move it up here. In the lower left-hand corner, where it says Crypto Screener, you have Stock, Forex, Crypto. You want to choose Crypto. Then you want to open the panel up. you want to go into filters. You want to choose your exchange, which I have Bybit chosen here. Then you want to find the relative strength index, and we want to choose between 40 and 50. That's bullish support. This is just one way that we can find coins, okay? Now it's showing us the coins that are sitting in between 40 and 50 right now. So let's look at one. Let's look at waves. All right, so waves on the 4-hour is sitting between 40 and 50. Let's move up a little bit, and you can clearly see this downward motion and this upward motion. This is a potential setup if it continues to hold 40 to 50. Let's look at another. Let's look at Luna. Luna is sitting in between 40 and 50. It's sitting in this straight across motion, and we have this upward motion. This looks like a potential 1, 2, 3, or 3 here, 4, or even if it's corrective, this is making a potential like it wants to pop again. Let's see. Let's look at another. Let's look at this one. That one don't look too good. Not really. Okay? You can definitely pick and choose, and I wouldn't choose that one. This one, did we already go over this one? We might have. But, again, it's holding 40 to 50. It is upward and not potentially downward, but if it were to come down to 40, it would give the continuous divergence. Okay, so let's go back in here real quick and let's pick something else. Go to filters. Let's pick below 30. Is there anything below 30? 1. Let's see what it is. BSW. All right. So it reset itself. Let's look at the 4-hour. 4-hour, there's not a lot to go on there. Let's look at 1. The 1 definitely had this upward motion and this downward motion, creating this pop to the upside. Let's see what this count might be. This hit the 1.618. Well, it's either coming down corrective as an A, a B, and all of this is going to be C. Or right now, and we've kind of missed the boat here, it's doing an A, B, and it's popping up for C. Okay? But this is how you find, and this is creating bearish divergence. Okay? So it could be an alternative is this is a 1, a 2, this is 3, but we don't want 4 to come into 1, so it needs to stop soon, and it's going to give us a 5 to the downside. If it does that, hopefully, it will give you this divergence where you get it between the 3rd and the 5th, and then you get this upward motion here. But this is how we can find potential setups, and we don't have to scan every single coin in our watch list. We just choose what we want here. Okay, so is there anything So we could do, let's see, above 70. Okay. And you can change the hour right here. So you could do daily above 70. And all of these are, the daily is above 70. Okay. So VET, the one that we just looked at. But let's look at this one. Okay. And we've got a daily that's way up here. We've got a 4-hour that's way up there. So this would be a potential coin that you would look to short with all the right signals. Okay. You definitely need a daily above 70 or close to 70, a 4-hour in 70, and a 1-hour that's giving you reversal divergence. Okay. But to me, this 1-hour seems like it has another pop where it would want to give you this type of reversal. Or this would pop and give you this type of reversal. Okay. I hope this helps. I hope this will help you find potential setups. And I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one.